Oh, you're here. All right. Royal Challengers Bangalore have finally shattered the curse, securing a dominant win over Chennai Super Kings at Chepauk for the first time in 16 years. Shomik, you said it wouldn't
Yeah,
happen, but it happened. Now
yes, yes.
this marks
Miracles do
only their
happen.
second. Sorry,
Miracles do happen.
don't call it a miracle. Not when the performance is that dominant. No, 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 no,
Yeah.
no. But triumphing by all right. But Rajat Patidar leading the charge, RCB extending their winning streak and making a strong statement early in season 18. Shomek, what do you think? You had a lot to say about this before the
No,
match started, but
no.
I'm
We must we must give the credit where the credit is due. RCB played a very good game. Number one, absolutely very good game. Like they played very well against Kolkata Knight Riders. Number one, that is to start with, and CSK has been appalling. You cannot. I mean, this is you are carrying a passenger in Rahul Tripathi. You are carrying a liability in Deepak Huda. So, and then again, the thing is that you saw those drop catches, everything. So not only the batting front, you saw those drop catches. Three lives were given to Rajat Patidar. Uh, so from that point of view, they had I would say they had a hopefully they would see it in that way that they had a bad day at the office, but they need even against Mumbai Indians when they were not chasing too many. They are under pressure. They were in trouble, and Rachin Ravindra saw them through. So from that point of view, and see the way CSK's team is set up this time, uh, home advantage. They will have to count on home advantage. So they will play 7 matches, and to qualify, at least they will have to win 5 home matches. So that's how they have been in the auction. That's how they have stacked up their team. From that point of view, uh, this is in isolation. This is just one loss, but going ahead, this could be trouble. If they don't pull up their socks, this could be trouble. And also, finally, I was appalled with some batting order. I mean, absolutely appalled.
we've heard from the CSK fan. Now let's hear from the RCB fan. She's wearing her jersey. She's there in full support. Trisha, I remember the fact that our very first show from the opening match, me and Shomik standing side by side, talking about the multiple teams. Of course, KKR versus RCB, and Shomik right next to me called RCB also Rans.
Yeah, I think Shamikda is still waiting for his soothsayer career to begin because apparently it's not going very well. Because he has been predicting the RCB being thumped in Kolkata, RCB being thumped in Chennai, but hasn't happened as yet. Um, and, and the favorite line that I said I said in our work group as well, "Toota hai Chepok ka ghamand." And finally, and it's a big win because from 2018 to 2025, 17 years you've waited for the win, and what a big win. I think what becomes important is the way both the matches RCB has got their NRR pretty sorted. That part is important. But Shamik, the one question before obviously Gargi goes to Bharat and Naman Suri. Please explain the whole Mahendra Singh Dhoni ploy. Did not understand that at all.
As far as him batting at number 9, right? Uh,
Hmm.
Ashwin coming ahead of MS Dhoni when the asking grade is touching 16 or 17, that beggar that beggared belief, Trisha. Absolutely. See, at this stage of his career, it's not a it's I mean, this relationship between MS Dhoni and CSK goes beyond cricket, and that is why he is
Yes.
here. And maybe he still feels he can contribute. That is why. Otherwise, someone who walked who walked out in the middle of a Test series, who suddenly called time on his Test career, just 8 shy of 100 Test matches, or 8 or 9 shy of 100 test matches. So it is not that he will hang around just for the sake that he will be getting advantage, the adulation, the I mean the adulation from the fans. I think he still believes he can contribute. That's why he is there. But if he is, if he still believes he can contribute, then batting at number 9 last season, I could understand, because he himself said, as because it was a T20 World Cup year, he wanted to give opportunities to those who are in the reckoning for the T20 World Cup. But this time, but see, the hard reality is that whatever Dhoni does now is a bonus. Those lightning quick stumpings, he will lend his brain. But as a batsman, whatever he does now is will be a bonus. And maybe CSK fans, and he is he every time he is there, he will woo the CSK fans. Not only the CSK fans, almost every cricket lover. But purely from a cricketing point of view, as a batsman, whatever Dhoni does at the age of 43 is a bonus. And also, finally, I give credit to Gargi. Gargi, during our 6:30 show, very rightly mentioned Vijay Shankar. Very rightly mentioned Vijay Shankar, and he said maybe Chennai CSK should play Vijay Shankar. I hope going ahead, and I believe going ahead, they will have to play Vijay Shankar. Gargi
The
was
3D
spot on.
player.
Yeah, Gargi was spot on in her assessment.
Let's take some more comments and go to Bharat and Naman now. Universal Star is asking Dhoni is able to keep the wickets for 20 overs but not able to bat more than 20 overs. Why will he bat more than 20 overs? The game lasts
वो
20
दूसरे मैच
overs.
में भी जाके बैट करेगा क्या?
Batting for both innings, both the sides, because Dhoni owns all the bats. That's how it used to work in gully cricket, right? But I'm
Yeah.
sure he meant to say 20 balls. I understand what you're trying to say, Universal Star. Which one is more physically challenging, out of batting or wicket keeping? Now, we don't know how Dhoni's body is reacting or how he's feeling, but Naman, your thoughts on Dhoni coming at number 9? Rishikesh Bakchi is also asking Dhoni, Keno Eton Nimen, sorry. Why did
Dhoni
Eton
Dhoni
Kano
Nicho.
come at
Namchin, please explain. So he's basically
Yeah.
asking
Why
why
did
is
he come
Dhoni
at
coming
number
at
9?
yeah.
Should I go
It's a very difficult thing to explain. Naman, please, kuch karo tu.
ahead? No, I don't think I can justify at this point. I mean, I think at this point, Dhoni is just a commercial value. I'm sorry, but it will hurt a lot of fans. But at this point, also the match is
Naman, lock
being.
your doors tonight.
At this point, also the.
Don't reveal your address, Naman.
No, at this point also the match is being sold over by the broadcasters as a competition between Kohli and Dhoni. It's Tala versus King Kohli. So I think at this point he's just a commercial value. I mean, yeah, I can get it. He's knocking over those wickets in milliseconds. But is that what you just want from your finisher? He's just a 5 ball specialist at this time. So unless the game is going into the last over and he comes out to bat at that point in time, I don't think there is any other value in having him. If he's just contributing as a captain, I think he can do it as a mentor as well, and it will be much better and much more beneficial for CSK. But I think the fans just came. I think most of the CSK fans just came to watch Dhoni hit those sixes in the end, irrespective of CSK winning or not. I mean, I saw a
And
couple of
Naman,
videos, fan vox pops. People were saying we are here to see Kohli score runs and RCB win in CSK jersey. That was while Dhoni hit those sixes. So I mean, that says it all.
but no, Naman, there is also a conundrum in the sense before the season started, Ruturaj Gaikwad in his pre-match press conference before the first game said Dhoni is in a space at the moment when he will bat for maximum 2 overs and will go gung ho right from the word go, right from the outside, right from ball one, he will try to hit sixes. and that's how he has been batting at the nets. So if that is the case, when today when he came today, and once again it beggared belief, he came after Ravichandran Ashwin. He was taking his time, and only in the last few deliveries he went hammer and tongs. Maybe just maybe net run rate was playing on his mind. Maybe he wanted to take his team a little closer to the RCB's total. That could be the case. But if what Rituraj Gaikwad said about Dhoni's approach this term, it defied logic, that the way he was just trying to get his eye in, stuff like that, that old Dhoni taking the game deep. There is no point taking the game deep. The game was lost by then when he came out to bat. The game was lost by
Yeah.
then. So it offered a conundrum.
Bharat, you
But also,
always give the
Gandhi,
yeah,
I just wanted to add one point. I'm being Bharat here. I have one point, guys. So the point that I
Something
wanted to
to add.
add was, something to add. Sorry, no. Shamikta, what I found a little weird was when Jadeja was going from the other end, Dhoni was actually not showing any effort of, if you're talking about net run rate, then he should have begun a little early because you have lost the match
Exactly.
already, but you
Yeah.
still never know. Under pressure, bowlers falter, wides happen, wide 5 runs happen. A lot of things can happen. But I did not find MS Dhoni, who is well capable. In the last few balls, you did understand that he's capable of putting pressure on the, back on the bowlers. But somehow he did not do that. The approach seemed very defensive and defied logic, as Shamikda completely agree with him, as Shamikda said.
Bharat,
And Trisha,
everyone's tried their hand.
and Trisha, I was talking to, I mean, last year, not this year, after the IPL was over, I was talking to one very popular former India captain. I will not name him because he will be at the receiving end of trolls. Because and he told me that, see, the way things stand as regards Dhoni's batting these days, if he gets deliveries in the zone, in the arc, he will hit. Otherwise, he can no longer stretch himself. What he used to do when he was in his prime, he can no longer do that. If the ball is in his arc, in his zone, he will hit that. So that was the observation of a very famous former India captain. Obviously, for obvious reason, I am not naming him here.
Okay, now I'm muting everyone. It is Bharat's Bharat's turn to speak.
Can I talk
What?
can I talk or someone else is again going to talk?
Go ahead, please.
About what?
Okay, yes. Let me ask you the question then. I was going to. Anyway, everyone's tried their hand. All three people here have tried their hand to, sort of understand why MS Dhoni came at number 9. Do you have an explanation?
Yeah, I think he's just not sure that about his game currently, about his batting. See, he doesn't, out of 12 months, how many times he plays competitive matches these days? Only 2 months of IPL. So outside of it, he doesn't play competitive matches. So I don't think he's sure about his batting abilities. Obviously, as you get older, people talk about your eyes getting weaker, but I would just add a point about it. Your body also kind of slows down a lot. So from that perspective, I guess MS Dhoni, if you look at his knees, if you look at his ankles, it doesn't really move as quickly as it used to, even his hamstring or anything. So I think his body has slowed down, so he's not able to hit those shots. But let us face it, it was not because of MS Dhoni they lost it, Chennai Super Kings. There are a lot of things that are going wrong for them, from catching. If you look at their batting lineup, if you look at their Indian core, I'm not very sure they're good against high quality hit the deck pace bowling. I don't think they're good enough if you look at their Indian core. So there are a lot of things going wrong for them, not just MS Dhoni. So I guess that is where I think we have to look at when it comes to this particular lineup.
We're only 15 minutes into the show, but I already have the comment of the day. And it is by Vaibhav Taragi, who is saying, Krunal Pandya tonight was like that one friend in the group who paid the entire bill without eating anything. Very, very good analogy there.
Like,
Gargi,
I have another analogy in mind. Sorry, I have another analogy in mind. that Bharat has become the Dhoni of our group for no reason. After
Coming
12
at the
minutes of
last.
the show, he got to talk. So Bharat, sorry, it just in good humor.
Gargi, now
Yeah.
I will take your leave. I'm in the middle of my editing shift, and the match report probably has arrived. So, ladies and gents, I'm taking your leave.
Okay.
I haven't I haven't dodged the bullet, by the way.
टूटा है चेपॉक का घमंड.
No, no, he's saying he has all that work to do, but in reality, he just can't take any more of this.
Yeah.
No. I will maintain that. I will maintain that RCB are the Tottenham Hotspur, top of the league, like Tottenham Hotspur, top of the league until November. RCB would be top of the league until middle of April.
We will have a special show with just Shomik, me, and Trisha when RCB wins the title this year.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for joining. Now let's talk about the other captain here. Rajat Patidar, I think, deserves a lot of credit for the way that he has gone about his captaincy in the last two matches and leading with the front with his batting today. Bharat, let's start with you now. What did you think of Rajat?
Okay, fine. Yeah, see, Rajat Patidar obviously is a good captain even for Madhya Pradesh. If you look at how he captained in the Vijay Hazare Trophy, anyone who asked any bit of Vijay Hazare Trophy would understand, would agree that Rajat Patidar was a good captain there. He didn't look like a nervous kind of skipper, or he wasn't nervous right through the matches. The only time it seemed a bit nervy was at the toss before the first match of the IPL when he couldn't name his impacts of players. But otherwise, he's looked good. Having said that, I would also add that with Andy Flower as the coach, I guess they look like a different unit. See, Andy Flower was a gritty player, gritty cricketer. Somewhere it seems like it's rubbed on RCB's setup as well. So it happens with a lot of coaches as well. When coach is a kind of when coach is a certain nature characteristics that kind of rubs off on the players as well. So I guess that is where you have to give the credit as well. But RCB have shown a lot of, I think, fighting spirit, belief, because even if you look at that match against KKR were 109 for 2 after 10 overs. So from there they came back. So it isn't just the captain. I think they, as a unit, they have performed well, and a lot of credit also has to go to someone like Josh Hazelwood. That was a great pick. They found a bowler, tall bowler who hits the pitch hard, bowls that heavy ball, and is very accurate as well. It's not someone who bowls gives width or bowls down leg. So he has that heavy ball and also watches the feet of the batter reasonably well. So I think they have a quality bowler, and they have made some smart picks like Bill Salt as well at the top of the order. I think he's the unsung hero of the RCB setup because he always gives them a quick start, even if he gets 36 or 15 balls or 51 of 20 balls or whatever. In the power play itself, he has given you a platform. And as we have seen a stat, many times we have seen that stat that a lot of games are over, basically more or less over in the power play overs itself. So having Pill Salt at the top of the order has also helped. So in just about Patidar, I think right from the auction they have got the right candidates in terms of what fits for their particular setup. Someone else might say Krunal Pandya is not good enough, but RCB can stuck to their tactics by thinking that they want an all-rounder, kind of all-rounder down the order who can bat and also bowl those 3-4 overs. They have Livingstone who can bowl those 3-4 overs. So they have a lot of options there in their bowling department. So I think it's more than Rajat Patidar. Right from the auction, they've stuck to a strategy, and it's at least till now it's working for them. Let us see whether it works when they play at their home ground.
Trisha, Rajat Patidar, that field set against Dhoni at the by the end. I think it doesn't have to do anything with the fact that Dhoni came late or whatever it is, but it shows you the mindset that Rajat Patidar is going in with. He's leading by example, he's scoring the runs, and also these little subtle aggressive moves that he's making. I think it shows a lot of character.
Absolutely, I think that the correct word you have used is it shows a lot of character. Rajat Patidar, the moment he comes out to bat, he looks like a different, he looks like a leader. At times, when you are in a team where you have players like Virat Kohli, Liam Livingstone, Josh Hazelwood, all big names and big stars, Patidar yet has not, at least in the international stage, reached that stature. But that statement he makes when he's there, you can feel his presence, you can understand that there is a lot of thought process going on. What I liked was, his batting. He was very sure of attacking which bowler he was attacking and where. In fact, we have always heard that Patidar is fantastic against spinners, but today he scored. His strike rate was much better against pacers. So he knew in this pitch you can use the pace and play, because spinners was coming in a little. It was gripping in the surface. And then when it came to captaincy, what I really liked was the way he used the spinners, Liam Livingstone and Surya Sharma. I think that was brilliant bit. Yes, a lot of people in social media otherwise have been saying that Virat Kohli has been helping him, which is obvious that Virat will help him.
Isn't that the point of team sport?
Exactly. Isn't that the point of team sports, that Virat will help him? But you still have to take the correct decisions. You still have to go for, um, like for example, he did not use Yash Dayal and Josh Hazelwood. He ensured it was Bhuvi and Hazelwood. He must have been tempted because Yash wasn't bad last game. So you could be tempted. He wasn't. He knew when eventually, the he can't use Krunal Pandya, even though Krunal was fantastic in the last game. So these things, I think he did it very well. Of course, I feel RCB has got a good captain in him, solid captain in him.
Well, should I point to it about Rajat Patidar as batting?
Let's go.
Yeah, there is thinking that he's very good against spin, but someone who has watched him bat against Mohammad Shami in the Vijay Hazare Trophy in 2017 or against Ashok Dinda, whenever Bengal came up with their pace bowlers, even Mukesh Kumar. Rajat Patidar, I think, is a good player of pace as well. So he's someone who can play pace well. The only thing I would say against Rajat Patidar is sometimes he gets carried away with the short ball because he is not a very tall man. So if he gets a tall bowler like Mayank Yadav last year, he tried to hook a delivery that was well above his head and got out. So sometimes he might get carried away while trying to play the full stroke. But otherwise, I think he's a very good player of pace bowling as well. It's unfortunate that he couldn't take his chances as a test cricketer because I think he's a very, very good player of pace and a very good player of spin. So it's all the shots, and at least I'm happy that he's doing well in T20 cricket. Though his talent is such that he should have done better even in ODI cricket or in Test cricket when he got a chance against England.
Okay. Now, when Trisha brings up Virat Kohli, and at this point, there's always going to be debate on social media. One end is going to say that he was uh, great in the way that he anchored the innings, and the other is going to say that once again he struggled to get off the mark. Which side are you on?
See, he has been like this. He takes his time. He settles in, and when he needs to show his intent, he does show it. The ball that hit him on his helmet, that ball from Patirana. I think the next ball he showed his intent and smashed it over the square leg boundary. So I mean, it's just that he knows how to pace his innings. He just takes his time to settle in, understand the conditions, and that is what his role has always been, to anchor the innings for his team, and that is what he's good at. He does it brilliantly well, better than any other batter in the world, in especially in the white ball format. So I think there's no saying that okay, he was slow today, scored some 31-30 off 30 balls. I mean, that is what his duty is. If he is required to pace up the innings, he will do it in the later stages when it is very urgently required. But at that moment, with Phil Sort gone, he was required to stay in. The particle was hitting the ball across the park, so I think one person can just stay his ground and take the innings forward.
Also, to point to it, see, Uh, yeah, Kohli is a wonderful batsman. Just 1 minute. I see wonderful batter, but today I think he played a below par knock. So because 31 of 30 or whatever it is, it's below par in T20 cricket. Unless it's a 120, 130 type pitch, then I'm fine with it. But when a team is scoring around 200 and you score 31 of 30, then it's a below par knock. Yeah, but it is RCB got that score thanks to Bill Salt, as I noted, is an unsung hero for this particular lineup because the kind of start he gave, and then Rajat Patidar carried on. So from that platform, RCB got that score, but otherwise they would have really struggled if one of the openers had gone and scored 31 of 30 or at a strike rate of around 100. Yeah, he's improved his game versus Spain in the recent past. Understand that. I even watched when I was when I was covering the Champions Trophy, when I was watching him bat after he failed against Bangladesh. I came very early in the nets for the net session, and he practiced for some 2 3 hours against spin bowling. So one could see that he really wants to improve against spin bowling. But today, I think it was a below par knock. But thankfully for RCB, there were others who could play and score at a very good or healthy strike rate, and that really helped RCB.
Just a second.
Okay.
I think Bharat,
Yeah.
one name we are missing is Devdutt Padikkal. I think that over
Yes.
against Jadeja was also important because with Virat Kohli struggling, you needed people at the other end to keep going at a higher rate. Also, I thought while Virat Kohli, as Bharat said, and I completely agree with him, played pretty below par knock, but those 3 4 balls against Pathirana also were important because otherwise it was going at below 100 and that could have cost cost RCB. Even the 19th over could have cost RCB. So we should not forget Team David either. I mean, yes, they have won by 50 runs, so it's easy to say even without those 18 runs, probably the scenario would have been different or whatever. But those 3 6s back to back to Sam Curran, I think also was very important.
I'll just, if I may add a statistical point to
Yes.
it.
Why should you be left out of the party?
No. Everyone has. I mean, Bharat has said it was a below par innings, but what I have read from stats is that at Chepauk, even though Kohli has scored some 300 odd runs at an average of 30, his strike rate has always remained 100, something on those ranks. So I think from that perspective, it was a pretty, routine innings from him at Chepauk against CSK. So I'll just add that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Final.
sorry. The points continue, Gargi.
Go ahead. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead,
Yeah,
guys.
so Naman, I think what you are saying is correct, but Chepauk is not a happy hunting ground for Kohli because he needs that
Yeah,
pace to hit sixes and fours.
exactly.
While that part is correct, the other part I also feel is I kind of agree with Naman that Kohli has that role that he'll play the pivot role and the entire team will play around him. Just that if that becomes less than 100 strike rate, Naman, then it starts putting pressure on the other batter to go bonkers almost every single time. And that is where I feel Kohli at least should have taken more singles and doubles. I'm not even talking about fours and sixes. I thought he got caught at one end. That caught at one end had to be,
And it was a very two-pace wicket.
No, it's not a two-pace wicket. I don't comparatively. I think this is a better wicket.
It
It was
it was a
Comparatively,
little bit.
I think comparatively, this is one of the better wickets you would get in Chennai. Comparatively, I'm saying.
It
no,
looked like
that's
a
fine.
bit
We are
too
just
pacey
talking.
to me.
The ball was definitely gripping at points. Of
Yeah,
course,
but
it was.
Hmm.
compared to some other Chennai wickets, I would say this is one of the better wickets in terms of
Sure,
pace.
Bharat, but that's not the point. No, we are not comparing it to any wicket. We are just saying that today's match, the wicket was so and so.
All right, let's take the final question because we've been here quite long and we'll come back tomorrow as well, discuss more, have more fun, have more banter. But Devay and Banerjee, RCB look like they have finally solved their bowling woes. Good mix of pacers and also the spinner stepping up. Batting was never the problem. Salt again shows why KKR missed a trick by not picking him. Bharat, final words?
Yeah, I go back to Hazelwood. I think Hazelwood has made a massive difference. It's great to have an accurate, tall, hit the deck pace bowler. I think that is the big difference that as Hazelwood is made. And as I noted quite a few times, a few years ago, I took an interview of Andre Adams, who has coached Hazelwood at Sydney Thunder in the past. And at that time, I had an inkling that Joe Hazelwood is, with this action, when his back foot lands, when his back foot contacts the pitch, he seems to have a little more time to watch the feet of the batter. This is a question that I put to Andre Adams as well, and he kind of agreed that is when his back foot hits, he has a little more time on his hands to watch the feet of the batter. So I think Hazelwood is an exceptional bowler at the peak of his prowess when it comes to T20 cricket. The kind of bounce that he gets, the way he hits the splice of the bat, higher up on the splice of the bat, and is accurate and watches the feet of the batter. So these four things he has. So I think he has made a huge difference. Having Bhuvneshwar Kumar with his experience also perhaps helps. So I don't think he's at the peak of his prowess, but still he has so much experience that I think it will at some point of time it will come into play. Today also he bowled well. Yash Tayal also I think has improved as a slog overs bowler. Nowadays he bowls a lot more cutters. He knows when to pull his length back. So they have an attack where it seems like none of the bowlers are what can you say, they're not melting under pressure or they're not wilting under pressures. And someone like Krunal Pandya also did his job. So I think they have a good attack. Even for Chinnaswamy, with Suresh Sharma, Livingstone, and all these guys also coming into the equation. Suresh Sharma looks like someone who has enough attributes going for him. So yeah, they have enough options, and but I think Hazelwood is the one who's made the biggest difference. They got it right by getting him back into the setup.
Oh, sorry. On that note, we'll take your leave. Thank you so much, Bharat, Trisha, and Naman for joining us, and Shomik as well. We appreciate him. We appreciate the contrasting views as well. It only makes the show more fun. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, so don't forget to tune in.